It's story time with that guy Craig. Story time with that guy Craig. Hi, it's good to be with you. Boy, do I have a surprise for you. I walked out of my front door the other day to get the mail. I opened the mailbox, and you'll never guess what was inside. A book. Yeah, someone mailed me a book to read to you. And guess who it was? My good, awesome friend Ellie in Kansas City. Ellie sent us Rodeo Red. We're going to read Rodeo Red. And we can thank our good friend Ellie in Kansas City for sending us this book. I've never read this book before. Let's go to the praying corner over here. What does that sign say? Pray about everything, worry about nothing. And since this is a Rodeo Red book, it looks like it's kind of country. I might have to talk like this, if you know what I mean. Okay, are you ready? This is Rodeo Red, and we can thank Ellie, our good friend in Kansas City, for sending us this. Ellie, thank you. Are you ready for the read? Here we go. Rodeo Red. I go by the name of Rodeo Red. My best friend in all the world is my hound dog, Rusty. There's Rusty and there's Rodeo Red. Rusty and me had always been happier than two buttons on a new shirt. There they are when they were little. That's when they met. Or a baby and a puppy. Until side-swiping Slim showed up. Uh-oh. There's side-swiping Slim. Who do you think that is? Looks like her baby brother. Oh boy. The first time our eyes met, I knew Slim was trouble. He looked as slippery as a snake's belly in a mudslide. I thought for sure anybody who hollered that much would be hauled to the edge of town and told to skedaddle. Skedaddle means to get on out, move on, skedaddle. So there she is. Wow, the baby's really crying so much. She's holding Rusty's ears, and the baby's just crying. Because sometimes that's what babies do when they're hungry, when they're tired, when they have a little gas, right? But the sheriff and her deputy seemed smitten. The sheriff and her deputy. So there's the sheriff, there's the star, and the deputy. They're smiling, they're smitten. That means they just love this baby so much, so the crying doesn't bother mom and dad. Slim laid low for a while. He was just lying around. But gradually, he started moving into my territory. Look at that. So there he is, lying around. Then he starts to crawl, and then guess what? Oh, now he starts to walk. Now he's getting in her territory. I'd come home to find my belongings all in a tumble. My spurs missing or grape jelly smeared on my favorite hat. Grape jelly smeared on her favorite hat right there. What a mess. Does she look happy? Uh-oh. She doesn't look all that happy. I tried reasoning with Slim. I showed him the border between his camp and mine. So she drew a line, basically, with railroad tracks. She's saying, you stay here, I stay here. Uh-oh. But that scallywag talked nothing but gibberish. He just moseyed back into my ranch like he owned the place. Oh, look. He didn't stay there, did he? He crossed over and even messed it all up. Finally, I threw in the sponge. I didn't want nothing more to do with that cantankerous lemon custard. Oh, looks like she's walking away. Does she look happy? Not really. She kind of looks like she's just fed up. I've had enough. Well, one day Rusty weren't nowhere to be found. I looked everywhere for him. I looked in the lamp, looked under the stool, the chair. I knew right then that Slim was up to his side-swiping ways. It was time for us to go toe-to-toe, eyeball to eyeball. Uh-oh. She's outside Slim's door. That says Slim. I wonder what's going to happen. Should she open the door? She's right there. Let's see what happens. Oh my goodness. Are you ready for this? Okay, here we go. So just to remind you, there she is at Slim's door. She opens it and she's standing right there. The room looks dark. And here's Slim and Rusty. And what are they doing? They're sleeping. It reads, late that night I snuck into Slim's camp. There he was, sawing logs, poor Rusty in his clutches. Sawing logs is a way to say sleeping. If you're sawing logs, you're sleeping in a deep sleep. So there they are, Slim and Rusty, both asleep. And there she is, ready for action. I eased up and tried to slip Rusty out real gentle-like, but Slim was squeezing that dog tighter than a green horde riding on a bucking bronco. I tugged and pulled, but it weren't no use. There she is, trying to get Rusty her dog back. Oh, she's even tugging on the tail. And they're just sawing logs. They're just totally asleep. Finally, she hollered, "Dad, burn it, Slim, give me back my dog." Well, that woke him up. He set to squalling like a fire truck heading to a wiener roast gone bad. Uh-oh, do you think her yelling that kind of startled and surprised him? Does he look surprised? He does. Time for a staring contest. Ready, go. I think Slim would win that one. Oh, yeah. See, he was crying. In 2 shakes, the deputy was in there telling me to get. Wouldn't you know Slim would have the law on his side? I went back to my ranch feeling lower than a prairie dog's basement. I just had to get Rusty back. So there's the deputy saying, you have to go to your room. Oh, she doesn't look that happy, but she's going to obey because the deputy is Deputy Dad. The next day, I snuck back into Slim's camp. Oh, she has a rope, too. What is she going to do? I swung my rope and caught Rusty round the middle. She got Rusty. But Slim lit into a fit loud enough to cause a stampede. Uh-oh, now Slim starts crying, and they're kind of having a tug of war. They're both pulling on Rusty the dog. I would like to think they would just share. Don't you think that'd be the best thing to do? There's enough dog for both of them. I think that's cool. It's always easier when we just decide to share. Anytime I want everything to be mine and I don't want to share, it makes things hard for me and for others. But when I share and when you share, everyone's at peace and they're happy. The sheriff showed up, and well, what followed weren't pretty. Oh no, now the sheriff, Mom is there. And she tied up Slim and Rusty. Oh boy. Let's see what sheriff's gonna do. Oh my. I was not expecting that. Are you sure you want to continue? Okay. You asked for it. Look at that. She dropped me into a holding cell quicker than you could say lickety-split. I was madder than a bee in a Sunday bonnet. Kind of looks like jail, doesn't it? Oh, man, she's in timeout. Timeout. When the sheriff finally let me out, I decided to drown my sorrows and grab some grub. Grub is food. Halfway through my second cookie, I heard a commotion. The stagecoach had arrived with the mail. It's having milk and cookies, and the mail comes. Well, what is this all about? Glory be, there was a package for me. It was a belated birthday gift from Aunt Sal. Now, Aunt Sal is a good old gal, but truth be told, she's a city slicker. A city slicker is someone who lives in the city, not the country. I was hoping for a sturdy set of boots or a good piece of rope. Instead, I got some sort of varnished varmint. It looked lazy and addle-brained to me. I doubted it could even keep mice out of the barn. So she got some kind of birthday gift. It looks like a stuffed animal. It looks kind of fun, doesn't it? And then an idea lit up in my noggin. This is our noggin. We have our head, We can also, our brain, we can also say noggin or melon. She calls it noggin, and look, it looks like she has an idea. And there's Slim in the back. She's thinking of something. I wonder what she's thinking of. I sauntered into Slim's camp bold as a new nickel. I had that sissified simpleton in my arms, cuddling it like it was the best thing I could ever think to do. Slim's eyes shone like 2 full moons. He stretched out his hands and said, "Gimme, gimme, gimme." What does he want? He wants that. I took my time, petting it real slow like. So she's showing him and letting him know that this is a really cool new toy. Do you think he wants it? Oh yeah, he sure wants it. Would you want it? That looks kind of fun, doesn't it? That's a unique toy. You want this critter? I looked him square in the eye. You got to give me back my dog. Oh, look at him. She's serious. You want this? She's staring at it. You want this? You got to give me back my dog. Slim hesitated. His eyes darted back and forth between Rusty and that fussy feline. So there's Slim thinking. He's thinking, dog or doll? Dog or stuffed animal like a cat, or whatever it is. I could tell he was weighing things out. He was weighing things out. That means he was thinking. Going like this. I wonder what's going on. Dog or that? That or that? Which would you choose? I would want to, again, I would kind of just want to share it all. But the sight of that dolled up dandy was finally too much for him. He handed over Rusty like he was a hot coal at a barbecue. There he goes. There goes Rusty. And he takes the stuffed animal. So they made a trade. So that was nice too. They compromised. They said, here, let's share each other's gifts, so to speak. You take this, I'll take this. After that, Slim didn't pay Rusty no never mind. He hugged that frilly varmint like he'd found his best friend for life. Well, there's no accounting for taste, but what did I care? I had Rusty back where he belonged, safe in my arms. So look, they both look happy now, don't they? Everyone looks happy. That's pretty cool. That's not a bad deal. It was time to put my boots up for a spell before the next adventure. I tucked Rusty close, and we headed back to the ranch, happier than 2 freckles on a sunny cheek. And there she goes. She's happy. She got her puppy back. He got his toy. And they both ended up happy. I love that. And that's the story of Rodeo Red. Rodeo Red. From our good friend, Ellie, in Kansas City. Ellie, thank you so much. I loved that story. Until next time, that's story time with that guy Craig. That's story time with that guy Craig.